Um, and we'll turn it over. I want to introduce Dave Salmon, who's on the call here today. He is the owner and creator of eDive. I know many people on the call are already using it for their dual meet season, invitational meet season for this year, or if you've ever been involved with AAU diving or something, you're used to it. So, um, yeah, Dave, I'll just turn it over to you, and you should be able to share your screen. Dave's going to go through the process if you haven't used the system before on how to enter the state meet.
How you doing, everybody? As Matt said, I'm Dave Salmon. If you haven't met me before or you emailed me, this is what the face looks like behind the email. I am going to make the assumption that no one knows anything about the website or how to register divers, so I'm going to go through it as if you're a coach or a diver, show you how you guys can get registered for your meet. And if you have any questions along the way, please feel free to ask the question and we will just get those answered as we go. The main website is cleanentries.com. That's where we do all our online registrations. Everything is collected by the website, the coach, the team, the diver, their dive list, everything. Um, you have a certain amount of time when your meet is put up on the website to register for the meet. Once those online registrations close, then your meet hosts can actually grab all those entries, pull them into eDive. You can set your diving order, make any last changes you want, and you're ready to go. You don't have to pre-create anything in eDive. On the website, in order to register for the meet, you have to have the meet up there. We already have your state meet up there. I made it visible this morning. Um, from the website, if you click on the meets link, it's actually going to show you every meet in the system, but you can jump to your meet. You can just start typing in part of the name of the meet.
Dave, can I stop you there? Can you share
Yeah.
your screen so everyone
Oh,
can
I
see the
suppose that
picture?
would help, wouldn't it? Hang on a second.
No worries, my friend.
My apologies. There we go. Okay, can everybody see my screen?
Yeah, we got it.
All right. So we're gonna start again. So from the main page to get to your meet, you would click on meets, and it's going to show you a full list of all the meets in the system. And from here, you can scroll through the list and pick your meet if you happen to know the date it starts on. You can also just come up here and just start typing in the name of the meet, and it will filter down just to your specific meet. You can click on the meet. It takes you to the meet details page, which shows you information about the meet, who to contact with questions, where it's located, if there's any additional notes the meet host has entered. You also get a summary of all the events in the meet, which will show you how many entries for each one. It shows you a brief list of the event formats. For example, these are male, 1 meter. There's any age is allowed to enter, and it's 6 rounds of dives. If you click on the rules link, it will throw up a little pop-up in the upper right, which gives you a description of the rules. There's boys, and then if you click on the girls, you can see the girls. So there's a 12-0 for boys, 11-5 for girls. Once divers start to register, you can come over here to participants. You can select an event and click view, and it will show you all the divers in the event. Let me jump to one that actually has some in there. We'll go to this little meet in Ohio, the Southwest Classic. So if they pick a particular event and click view, it's going to go through and show you all the divers in your event. And if you click on a diver, it'll open up and it'll show you their entire dive list, and you can print a PDF right here. If you want to just want to see a list of the divers, you get that list here. You can look at just the list of coaches that are coming to the meet, and you can see a list of teams as well. So that's what it looks like when it starts to get filled in. For your meet, if you want to register, in order for a diver to be added to a meet, they need to have an account in the system. Now, the diver can go in and create their own account, or you as a coach can create an account for them. The email on the account can be used on multiple accounts as long as the username is unique. So, for example, as a coach, if I want to put my 3 divers in, I could create those diver accounts for them and put my email address on the account so that I can manage their accounts for them if they're not If they're younger divers, maybe I don't want them to do that. Um, but as long as the diver has an account in the system, they can be registered for a meet. To create a diver account, you would go up to the new account link and you have two choices, register as a diver, register as a coach. You'd want to click on diver and you'd want to pick your state and enter in the diver's last name and do a search. If they already have an account, you're good to go. You don't need to do anything. If they don't have an account, they're not listed here, you can click continue and it will take you to the next page where you can enter in their full name, the city. You can put in their email address, make up a username for them. And if the username already exists, the system will tell you that. You put in a password that you want to use for them. And again, if you're creating an account for the diver and you've got your email address in there, you create whatever password you want, and then you can actually reset the password if you want. There's optional information for a diver account. You can put in their date of birth. You can put in a phone number for them if they have a AAU membership ID or US diving ID or dive meets ID. You can add those values in here as well. The only thing is if your diver will be competing in events for age group where they limit what events they can compete in based on their age, they will have to have a date of birth in here. So from here, you just create an account, and as a diver, it's going to automatically log you in as that diver. If you want to create a coach account, you do it the same way, except under new account, you click register as a coach. You put in your last name. I'll just do mine. If you don't have an account, you click continue. And again, it basically works the same way. You put in your first name, city, email address, and what username and password you want to use. And again, there's the same type of optional information for you on here as well. Once you have your account as a coach, you can actually register divers for your meet. Let me go back to the Georgia meet. And we'll go back in here. I'm going to, I'll go through it as a coach just so you can see how that works. Now, I know we haven't talked about teams yet. We'll get to that in a sec. And I can show you how to add your team if your team is not in our system. So right now I'm logged in as a coach. I've gone to this meet. There's no divers in here at all. If I'm going to be coming to the meet, you can click the link to say I will be at the meet. Or if you register a diver for a meet and you have your name as the coach for that diver, that will automatically be done for you. To register a diver for a meet, assuming the diver already has an account in the system, you would click your event register edit link. It's going to take you to a list of divers. As a default, these are going to be divers that are part of teams that you're a member of. So it tries to give you a short, quick, easy way just to grab your divers. I have quite a few on here because I'm in here. I have a lot of teams that I test with. You can search for your diver like you would search for meet. Just type in part of the diver's name and it will filter it down. If you want to look for a diver that's not on your team, you type in their name. If you actually know the full name, you can make it as an exact match or a partial match. Click search, and it's going to show you all the divers it found. Oh, we got to take that filter out. That have Pearson as a last name. And from here, you can click on that diver. I'm going to do a diver I know. And as a coach, I'm going to click just my divers, and that's going to list just the divers for my team, just to save me a few steps. So I'm going to register Connor Slater for a meet in this, for an event in this meet. So I'm going to click select. These are the events based on his gender that he's eligible for. It's just listing the boys. So I'm going to put him in the boys 1-4A. So you click on select for that. And it brings you to the dive sheet screen. On the screen, you can see the event you're registering for, the diver's name. Their grade in school. So for these types of meets, it is required that you select their grade in school. And I'm going to say he's not a junior this year, he's a senior. The system will try to remember what they registered with last time and use that as a default this time. So last time he was a junior, the team selected was Fairport High School, so that's correct. And that's got me listed as a default coach because I'm the one logged in. If you want to change the team, you just click the little edit icon to select a different team. It brings up a little sidebar, and as a default, it's going to show you your teams that you're a member of. Plus, you can also search for a team. So if I want to search for any team with the word elite in it, these are the ones that have elite in it. I can just click that and use that as the team. Since I don't want to do that, I'm going to use Fairport High School. And I will tell you, once you put their dive list in and you click save and it saves their dive list, if the diver is not a member of that team, the system will automatically add them to that team. So you don't have to go in ahead of time and add divers to your team before you register them for the events. The system will do that automatically. So to selecting coach works the same way. Maybe I've got an assistant coach that I want at the meet and I'm not going to be there. I can click the edit icon. It's going to list all the coaches from my teams here. And it's also going to list the coaches from the team you currently have selected. But again, you can search for a coach's last name. I should know this coach. Click search. He's in Grand Rapids, so I could pick John Pearson as the coach, just as an example. So, but I'm going to leave it as this for now. For the list of dives, the drop down here and the type of dive it is will default automatically by the system. Since for your state meet, it's all 1 meter and they're all 6 optionals. That's what it's going to show as a default. You can always view the rules by clicking the little view rules button. It gives you a pop-up in the right so you can see what they are. You can put in your dives. You just type in the dive number and position. I'm just going to put in some dives. And this guy hates inwards, so he's going to do 402C. So once you've got your dive list in there, you can click on check sheet. It will fill out the DDs and the dive descriptions for you and let you know that this is a valid dive list. So you're clear to save it and continue on. If you happen to have a bad dive and you click check sheet, it's going to show you what the errors are. And it'll give you a full description of the entire list. Invalid dive in round 4, which is pretty much causing the issue, but it's telling you about other issues because of that. So you can just change that to whatever the valid position is, check sheet, and now we're good to go. To save the list, you just click save. I'm going to go ahead and do that. It's going to save the dive sheet. And it's going to pop, because I'm in here as a coach, it's going to jump me back to this list to select another diver to register for the meet. If you've only got one diver, you're done. If you got another one, you can just pick them from the list and repeat the process. But if we go back to our meet detail screen, just to show you what that looks like, the 1-4A boys 1 meter event now has 1 entry. And if we look at that specific event up here on the right, you can see there's Connor Slater and there's his dive list. So that was a lot of stuff to go through. Are there any questions about that right now? I know we haven't covered teams yet, but we'll get to that in a sec. No? Okay. So that's the process you would go through to register divers for your meet. You just click on event register edit. You pick the diver from the list. I'll pick a girl this time, and now it shows me the girl. So we can register her for the 5-6A meet and put in the dive list and save it the same way. Now, as a coach, the divers that you register for the event and on your teams are also going to be listed on on your dashboard. So if you click on the dashboard link at the top, it takes you to this summary page, which you can see these are the upcoming meets that you have registrations for. There's your Georgia State meet. If you click on registrations, it takes you here. So you can see here's Connor Slater registered for that. From here, I can edit, I can print a PDF, or I can delete this diver's registration. And if you click edit, it's going to take you right back to the same screen. So on your dashboard, you're going to see all the divers listed that are part of your team. Now about teams. So if your team is not in the system and you're not a coach of that team, you can add them, and you do that through your dashboard. So we're going back to the dashboard. We're going to click up here on team management. And under team management, it's going to list out all the teams that you are currently a member of and all the divers on those teams. So you can see I'm on here as under 2 teams. If your team is not listed and you're not a member of any team, you can click on join a team. And in here, you would type in the name of the team that you're looking for. You'd have to pick the state that the team is in. We'll do Michigan and click search. And here's the team. So you click on this team. It's like the team you selected now is Elite Diving, and you can click on request to join team. When you do that, what'll happen is I'm just going to do that. Yeah, okay. Do the internal server error. Oh, I guess I have to look at that team one. Maybe I picked a test team. But when you do that, that team will show up on your team management page, and it will show you as a coach, like it does here for me, coach, but it will say unapproved next to it. What happens is all the approved coaches on that team will get a notification that says, hey, this person wants to join your team as a coach. And those notifications show up here. I can log in as a different coach and show you that, but they will show up here and will say, John Smith wants to join your team as a coach. Do you approve or deny? And you can click approve or deny. And the same thing, excuse me, same thing happens for the divers. If the diver is not part of that team and you save their dive list for that team, it's going to automatically add them as an unapproved diver on that team. It really doesn't affect them too much, whether they're approved or not. But you as a coach, if you want to edit the dive sheet for any diver on that team, you need to be an approved coach in order to do that. So you can't just have someone join your team as an unapproved coach and start editing your dive sheets. It's not going to let you. Yeah, John, you got a question?
Yeah. We in the last couple of years we've had turnovers in coaches. Um, it it doesn't lock out somebody new trying to come in. If you go into the site and ask for permission to join, that current coach doesn't have to approve the next coach to join in. Is that right? Or did I ask that correctly?
Yeah, that's correct. You can join any team or request to join any team, and you will automatically be added as an unapproved coach. In order to get approved, an approved coach on that team needs to approve your request. If the coach left for some reason, and that happens probably more often than you think, just shoot an email to me at our support address to say, let me know what the situation is, and I can go in there and approve you as a coach. And then you can go in and remove that old coach from the team.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
So, John, that was a great question, and I think I would recommend that probably the for you. Let's use you as an example, right? John, I would go in there as John Ague and create pace and set it up, and then add your dive coach as an approved coach that can go in there and do stuff because, as you said, you've been there for 20 plus years, but you've had 14 dive coaches over those 20 years, right? So then that way you're still in control of your team's account. But once again, there's always the fail safe of Dave being able to unlock it for you
Yep.
if personnel change.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, and if you are an approved coach and you're adding members to your team or you're registering divers for an event with that team, because you are approved, the diver will also be automatically approved. And the same thing goes if you're adding assistant coaches to your team. If you're an approved coach and do that, then those assistant coaches will automatically be added as approved.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
Okay, so Cobb County, which is the county I'm in, we have a head county dive coach. Would
Okay.
it behoove all the schools that are going to be swimming that send a diver to state, the head coach goes and creates the account and then takes our county dive coach and adds them as a coach? Would that be the best way to do it so he could edit and look at the kids' dive sheets? because outside of a couple of people in my county, the head coaches, they know who their divers are, of course, and everything like that, but everything is done by the head dive coach. So it
Okay.
behooves them to go create their own account and then add our county dive coach as an assistant coach to each one of those schools.
Yeah, you could absolutely do that way if that head coach wants visibility into the divers and the coaches that are on the team.
So
Um,
Dave, I'm gonna cut you off right there. So
Okay.
Dave, that is 100% the way to do it.
Okay.
okay.
Because, and I say this is because you're not competing as your county, you're competing as your
Right.
school. So the head coach of your school program of the swimming and diving team should be in control of the account and then add their coach, whoever it is, even if they're coaching 14 teams, right? So yeah, absolutely
Okay.
the right way you're thinking about it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then that head diving coach, since he's on multiple teams, he'll just see multiple teams on this page. And also, just so you know, as an approved coach, you can go in and edit the team. And if you click on edit team, it takes you to this page where you can put in a logo for your team. You can change the team name. The team code is just an abbreviation for your team. You can add in any ID numbers for other organizations that you need to put in the team website. All this information is for your reference. It is required that you have to have a main contact for this team, though.
And I would keep that main contact as the head swimming and diving coach as
Yep,
well,
there you
guys.
go.
And if while you're setting up your teams, if you could try to make sure that your team code matches what we use in high tech, what we've established through the GHSA that's in the portal, the proof of performance for portal, that'd be great. And if you could put your logo in there, that'd be great too. That would help with webcasting and cool scoreboard stuff and all that other kind of stuff. Easy access for all of us to go in there and grab it.
Yep,
Now,
yeah,
I
just
have a
click on
question.
the.
Would it be beneficial? I mean, we do this in summer league because the coaches change every summer for those teams. We usually tell the teams to set up kind of a dummy account for the head coach, that putting an email address of somebody that you know is going to be there year after year after year. So this way it can kind of be controlled, and then just like the new coaches are kind of given the login information. In John's case, where he's constantly having different coaches, would that be beneficial for him to do something like that? Kind of create head diving coach, but that he still kind of controls it. And then just every time he happens to have a new coach each year, he just gives them the login information.
No, I think doing it the way that we've said, where John will just control it, nothing's going to lose, and you actually have real accounts for real people versus dummy accounts is the right way
Okay.
to go. Yeah,
Yeah, and then you also have traceability because if a
correct.
coach goes in to make a change to a dive sheet, the diver doesn't know about it and shows up, we can go back in and say, hey, the coach made the change, even though the diver said I didn't make a change.
The person that owns the
Yeah,
account. Yeah,
correct.
yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
yep. Um, I will also let you know that you can edit your account information and you can also put in a profile picture. We'd appreciate it if you guys could have pictures in there for your teams and your coaches and your divers. So we get those showing up on the website as well. Okay, so that's the process. Divers have to have an account. The coach needs to have an account if they want to show up on the diver sheet as their coach. You can edit sheets right through your dashboard once they're created on the registrations page. You can change the coach, the team, their grade in school right up until registrations close. Trying to think if there's anything else about registering for your meet that you'd need to know.
No, Dave, I think we covered it, but what I
Yeah.
would love it if we could do real quick is um, go through and actually create real accounts for a new coach that has no divers, no team, no anything, like go through and create a full dummy thing so they see the exact process.
Sure. I will create a new account for that. Oh, we're not going to do sign in. We're going to do new account.
So yeah, so basically, guys, as we're going to start here as a new coach. Okay, so you're gonna grab the state of Georgia, put your last name in. It's gonna search for an account. I don't care what name you put in there, Dave. It could be yeah. Put me in there. That's fine.
Murph, Georgia, city,
Atlanta.
email address. I will use my um, email address, username.
Just put GHSA, Murph GHSA. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever you want to put in there. If it's available, it'll let you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can type this morning. Where's GHSA? Password. Use the old password one. Um, as a coach, I don't need to put my other information in here right now. I can always do that later. Click on create account. And now it created the account. It has me logged in already. So I can go in now, and if I want to create divers, probably if you have multiple divers, probably the easiest way to do it is to actually, before I do that, let me put my team in. So I'm going to go to my dashboard, going to go to team management. This is what it looks like if you got no teams in your list. I'm going to create a team. Uh, it's going to be a high school team. No team website, no address. It defaults me since I'm logged in as the main contact, which that all looks fine. I'm going to do create team. So now here's my team management page. It shows me, and it's just the coach is the only one there. Let's register a diver that already exists.
Let's pretend there's no divers in the system.
All right, so we will go in. So the easiest way to do that, sorry, is click on new account, register diver, especially if you've got multiple divers that you need to do. Did not find anyone with that last name in Georgia. So we're going to go ahead and create a male diver in Atlanta. Again, I can use my coach email address here, which is fine.
Dave, have
One.
you found it better for you to just go ahead and create the account for your divers, or do you let your divers create the account themselves?
It really comes down to whether you trust your divers to do it or not. If you're in a hurry, obviously create the diver accounts for them. If they have time, just tell your divers to create the account. They don't even need to tell you what their account name is because you'll be searching
You'll be
by
able to
last
find
name
it,
anyway.
yeah, on the last name. Okay.
Yeah, so you
Okay.
should be fine. So I filled out the info. I don't need date of birth because this is a high school, and I'm just going to do create account. And it's going to go through and create the account and log me in as that diver. Um, I would go through, log out, and do new account again for another diver if I need to. But I'm gonna assume I've got a few divers in there now for my team. I haven't added any of them to my team yet, so I'll show you how that works. So I'm gonna log in as the coach. There we go. I'm gonna go to the meets page. We're gonna look for our meet. Click on the meet name, and here we go. So from here, I'm going to click on Event Register Edit. And again, since I haven't added any divers to my teams yet, it's not going to show you anything as a default. But we can look for the diver by last name. I'm going to do a partial match since I don't remember how I spelled it completely. There he is, Matt Johan from Atlanta, Georgia. That's the diver. So I click select. I'm going to put him in the 1-4A meet. And let's put in his list. He's a very straight diver. Check sheet. Oh, we got an invalid dive. Dive in rounds 2 to 6 do not cover at least 5 categories. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5. That is correct. So he's going to do 105B as his last dive. Total DD to optionals is lower than the minimum allowed at 12.0. Okay. He just learned that yesterday, so we're going to throw that in the meet, and now we're good. So from here, I don't have a grade or a team selected. So we're going to put him in as a 7th grader doing a reverse 2.5. And the team, again, it's going to show you your teams as a default. You just got to click on your team, and that's selected. And you can click save. And it takes you back here to register another diver for your meet. I will go back to the meet details page to show you what that looks like now. If we go down here, now you can see we got 2 entries in the 1-4A. And if we look at the 1-4A event, you can see Connor's there and now Matt's there with his list.
Dave, is there going to be an email like confirmation when you hit save?
So, yeah, so what you get, I'm going to hop over to my email. I know you can't see this. When you create an account, the email on the account, the email that you use for that account will get a confirmation that says, hey, this diver was created. Let me show you what that looks like. Give me 1 second. Copy image. I don't know if this is going to do it this way. So this is just showing this browser tab. I'm going to hop over to my email then. So this is the email that you would get. It will tell you account created for Matt. And it just gives you what the username was, the athlete's name, and the email that was used. So if you created the diver account and you use the diver's email address, then the diver would get this email.
What about when they register for an event? Will there be an email confirming that they've registered for an event?
No, there is not.
Okay.
They can go to their dashboard and they can see all the events they've registered for there. Let me log in as let's see, we want to go. Let me grab the diver's login. That one, this one. Okay. So this is logged in as the diver, and I'm on his dashboard. Right here is going to be the meet and all the events in that meet he's registered for. And again, he can edit, he can print a PDF of the sheet, you can delete the registration, you can register for another event. And this is the diver's view.
So also then, Dave, if I remember correctly, if we're at a coach's view, it'll list all the kids that coach registered for the meet too.
Correct.
Right. So coaches, what I would say is once you've registered all your divers for the meet, that dashboard page that shows GHSA state championship, which looks like he's going to pull up right now.
Yep.
Um,
So this is the coach's dashboard. This is the summary, which just shows you the meet that you've registered divers for. But if you click on registrations, it's going to show you the meet, and then it's going to list all the divers from all your teams here.
so this would be my backup documentation that I would print out to confirm that you did your entries. in time because you can't do it late, it'll cut it off. So
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
if once deadline's done, you can't register for the meet anymore.
Right. So yeah, this would be the backup paper confirmation I would save or print out to prove that your divers were registered for the championship.
And just to show you about the whole team thing, I registered that diver for the meet with this team, and it automatically added them as an approved diver.
Would it make sense to include in the team registration access to Vicky, Frankie, whomever, to have access to see so they can double check the entries? So if there was a problem with the entry process, they would have like kind of like the backup of going through the hard copy sheets when they come in prior to the state meet. I don't know if that's creating more work or if it makes sense to do something like that.
You want them to see who's registered for a meet?
Just a confirmation, prior to getting to the meet with a printout of these are my divers that have qualified for state and everything's confirmed.
So John, I would say that's your CYA. You print that out, you hold on to it. So when your diver's not in, you can say I did it. But I'll tell you, we all have access to all of this. Vicky is really good about checking the qualified divers and the ones that have entered and making sure that the teams and coaches aren't screwing this up. So she's not going to do it for you, but she does a really good job of making sure the
Yeah,
kid's
and
not caught.
I
I'll
will
also
get on
add,
you if it's not done correctly. If you
Right,
need to
right,
change
exactly.
something or whatever, because we try to do it because it's a lot easier for us if I can get you to fix problems before the meet closes and for you to do it on your end than for us to have to go in afterwards and do things on the back end. So we try to really stay, on it before the meet closes so that you can go in and change and fix and do whatever you need to do before that deadline, which is on the 27th at 4. So I monitor every day. I look on there and make sure that everybody's doing what they need to, and I'll get to you if you need to do something.
yeah, and the system will not let you enter an invalid dive list. It's going to look at your rules and make sure the list is completely valid based on the rules for that event. So those have been custom made and for the Georgia State meet.
Okay,
So
great.
for example, you can't put in, and you saw it, you can't put in a dive list with a DD less than 12.0 for boys. And it's
And then,
going to check
like our rules are slightly different for the championship meet than they are for dual meets where you're not limited on the first dive. So you can have a greater than 1.8 DD for that very first dive. And then you saw in there also, because that was always the big thing, at least on dive meets, was we had to monitor that your first dive was different than dives 2 through 6, like that all 5 groups were in represented in dives 2 through 6. But with this system, the system does it for you. So this way I don't have to go back and tell you, hey, go change that.
Yep. Yeah,
So
I can put in a front 3.5 for the first dive and it comes out as 3.0. And the system's going to let you do it because that's valid for your rules.
yeah.
I mean, Dave's front 3.5 is beautiful. Y'all should see it. It's really
I
good.
know most of it's underwater, but
Hey, really quickly, is it the 28th at 4 p.m. or the 27th? Because on that thing right there it says the 28th.
Yes, it is the 28th.
Okay,
The
just
last
double
day,
checking.
the
Okay.
P, the
All right.
POP, sorry, the
All right.
POP is the 28th. Sorry, is the 27th.
27th. Gotcha. Okay.
But to
Gotcha.
register for the meet and do changes is the 28th. So my bad. But yes, it is correct on here.
Yeah, just
Um,
double checking.
yes. No, you have until the 27th at 4 p.m. to qualify for states
Right.
to send me your POP, but you've got until the 28th to actually enter into the meet.
okay, I think unless you guys have any other questions, that's the pretty much the process. System will try to figure out what divers you want to register. It'll try to figure out what teams they should register with based on past registrations or based on what teams you're a member of. It tries to figure things out for you, and you can make changes to your sheets up until that registration deadline.
All right, guys, any other questions for Dave?
No, thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, Dave, for coming on this morning. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, not a problem at all. And again, if you guys have questions, you can't figure out how to do something, or you need help with something, just shoot me an email and I'd be happy to help.
No,
Just
exactly,
coaches, don't
guys.
wait till the last minute.
I'm gonna send
Especially if you
Greg.
have questions, you need to have time to be able to get to Dave so that he can answer your questions. So don't wait until the 28th to register your divers. Do it
Yeah,
as soon as you
please.
possibly can. As you see, the meet is up. So if you have qualified divers already, go ahead and get it in. This way it's done.
Hey, Greg, I'm going to send you an email later today to send out to the association so we can tell the coaches that this will be saved. Is it going to be on the website, Matt?
Yeah, I'll
Uh,
get Evan. I'm going to get this uploaded, get to Evan. He'll put it on the website, and then we'll get links to both you and Greg to get into that email to get out to everybody.
Perfect. And then, Greg, you can just send it out with the links and tell them it's imperative. They need to watch this email. And if they have any questions, contact us as soon as possible.
Yep. Yeah.
Perfect.
And guys, while we have a concentrated diving group here, as you can see, the functionality of not only running a meet is great, but the website here too. So, it would be great if, as more teams adopt eDive for doing even their dual meets, ideas and stuff that we can get to Dave about maybe creating our own GHSA page out here with live results, easy proof of performance, validation for Vicky to do, all that kind of stuff that we can validate through here to make diving, frankly, just easier and less paperwork for everybody. So
I
be
have
thinking about those ideas, and we'll talk about them at the spring meeting.
I have one more question for Dave, real quick.
Sure.
Our county dive coach is at my high school. So if he registers in my high school, can the other coaches from the other teams in the county add him, even though they're not the same high school name?
Yeah, you can be a coach of as many teams as you need to be.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure he wasn't going to be denied entry into
Nope.
like a Walton High School, even though he has Kennesaw Mountain as his home school, but he coaches all of our county divers.
Yeah, no, you can have as many teams as you need to have on your account.
Okay, great.
Well, it would be up to the Walton coach to accept them, right?
correct.
Because the existing coaches on that team are the ones that have to approve them. So
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, she will.
I don't know. Mark's kind of a hard guy to accept these days. So,
They all will. This is not a choice.
will.
This is not a choice. They don't get a say so in this. So yes.
All right, cool. It was nice meeting you all. Appreciate your time.
Thank you so
Absolutely.
much. Thanks,
Thank
Matt.
you.
Thanks, Vicky.
Thank you all.
Greg,
Thank you,
I'll get this
guys.
email. I'll get this email as soon as I'll get the email to you as soon as I get sent the links. Okay.
Sounds good.
Perfect.
Thanks,
you.
everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Matt, for organizing all this.
Yeah, no, absolutely.